This season at Franklin High School, this lacrosse team isn't just competing. They're writing their story. A story of teamwork, grit, and the relentless pursuit for victory. From preseason practices to the final buzzer, these athletes gave everything for the love of the game. This is their journey. This is Franklin Lacrosse. Founded in 1998 by Lou Verrocchi, Franklin High School lacrosse has become a powerhouse in the sport, shaping champions for nearly 3 decades. With more than 300 wins and 15 Hawk-Mock League championship titles, this program has built a legacy of excellence.
So at the beginning of the season, at captains, me and Eddie Hansen, we looked at the team. We felt very confident in what we had in front of us, and we just knew it was going to be another great year.
The first few weeks of practices and the indoor scrimmages just kind of showed us that we were going to have a fun team this year, but we were definitely going to have to work hard if we wanted to, achieve our team goals.
Franklin is predominantly a very strong team in the Hawk-Mock League, and Attleboro unfortunately doesn't have the strongest youth program. So I thought that we would go in there. I felt pretty confident about going in and getting a win. I was just hoping that the boys would take everything that we did in preseason for the last couple of weeks and really apply it into the Attleboro game.
We were just excited that the season was finally starting. First game's always a fun one, so we were just ready to get going.
There was nothing going to be too special. It was Attleboro, so we just kind of had to go in there, see what the team looked like in our first real game, but we just knew we were going to win.
Hey, that was a great effort, okay? I don't know what's going to happen on Thursday, okay, but we will have practice tomorrow. Okay. All right, so make sure that we're all there at the proper time. Okay?
Let's go.
All right. Hey, good effort, boys. That was a good first win.
Hell yeah!
Hey, but we're not anywhere near where we have to. Not at all. Okay? Not at all.
Together! This team, from the very beginning right to the very end, we needed to learn how to gel as a team. We didn't have these all-American lacrosse players that we've had before in our team. We've had good, solid, we got D1, D2 kids that are going to play at the next level. But a lot of this team hadn't played together before. So I thought Attleboro was going to be one of those things that we could sit back, watch some film, and be okay. We could be saying to ourselves, all right, this is what we need to do is to improve as a team.
After their first win against Attleboro, the Panthers showed no signs of slowing down. Building on that momentum, they won their next 2 games against Stoughton and Canton, extending their win streak. With each game, the team grew stronger and more confident, setting the tone for the rest of the season.
Going to Sharon, we were told that there was just a really good team this year. I knew a couple kids on the team, and they were just hyping up the game. But I feel like a lot of the guys got fed into that, and they were just very nervous about that game.
We were just excited for that one. We knew they were going to be, better than they had been in previous years, but we knew we were the better team, so just excited to go into that one.
I know Coach Verrocchi was pretty pumped up about Sharon, said they were a really good program, and I know there was quite a bit of apprehension going into that game. Considering that everybody was thinking that Sharon was going to be a pretty good program. My my personal opinion is that it seemed to be the theme of our team all year long that we would pump up everybody else as being a good program and minimizing how good Franklin was. Franklin's a good program. Franklin can play against anybody. And the more that we allow thoughts in our head that another team is better than us, then that's gonna translate on the field.
Hey, we haven't been in this position in a long time, all right? And the character of this team is going to show in the next 24 minutes, okay? How we deal with this. How we deal with it, guys, all right? Now, you got a challenge in front of you. You got a big challenge. Sharon has never been in this position before against us. So it's up to you. Take the panic out of your game, play like we know you can, and let's finish this.
So at the half of Sharon, it was 3-1, and I was looking around the bench, and I wanted to see resolve in the eyes of all the players. I wanted to see the grit that they had. I wanted to see whether or not what we were going to be made of, right? All of a sudden, everything people were telling us about Sharon is true. Now it's 3-1. Even though one of those goals was a mistake, and we were trying to clear it over the other side of the field, and mistakenly we put it in our own net. So really, they scored 2 goals on us. I want to see what our team was made of, and sure enough, at halftime it was like, let's go out and play. We're better than this. Let's go out and kick some ass. And the boys, they did what they did, and they came and battled from behind and came back to a 5-3 win. And I thought that showed what the kind of guts that this team was going to have, that this team could have for this season. So I was really happy with it. I liked being down to a team that we considered a tougher opponent, and then come back and showed some grit and win.
After their 3rd hard-fought win against Sharon, the Panthers were on a roll. With determination and focus, they continued their streak, gaining 5 more wins. Each game tested their resilience, but the Panthers rose to every challenge, building momentum and confidence with every passing win.
I felt pretty good about the next 5 wins. It's always good to roll into 5 wins, and then we're coming into Acton-Boxborough, so we're going out of league. We know that Acton-Boxborough is perennially a good program. They're very well coached. We saw them in a preseason scrimmage when we played Acton-Boxborough, St. George Shrewsbury, and Needham. We hung with all 3 of those teams, so it was a matter of we definitely knew that we could play with them.
We were really excited going to the Acton-Boxborough game. I think at the time they were ranked like 3rd in the state, so we knew it was going to be a tough matchup for us, but we were excited to finally play, a really good team.
We knew that game was going to be a good game. They were a top team in the state, but so were we. I felt like there was a lot of nerves and going in that game, and we just had to go out there and play.
What's the number of the kid on that team that's going to Syracuse?
No clue. Don't have one.
Don't
have one. Don't have one.
What was the number of the kid that was going to UNC?
Don't have one.
What was the number of the kid that's going to Hopkins?
Don't have one.
They got nobody! No one! We do! We're the powerhouse! It's our house! They want nothing to do with you people! Do not go out on this field unless you're ready to play! Who wants to play? unfortunately, that was another one of those games where I think that we came out hot and then we settled down, right? And you know, it was almost one of those things. We started to let the other team get a little bit more confidence. We started to let Acton Boxborough get more confidence, and they build up a lead that for us, we just weren't able to come back from.
You know, after the first quarter, I think we were up like 4-2, and we were playing really good, really fast. And then I think in the second quarter, we had about like 8 minutes in penalties. So big takeaway from that game was just, you know, trying to eliminate some stupid penalties, especially when you're playing up against a good team like that.
You know, I don't think any of us are a fan of losing at all, but I will tell you this, that the one thing that game showed me was the team didn't quit, right? We came out and we were losing and we went down and we were losing to a good team. And there was going to be a lot of stuff that we were going to get from film, watching that and watching what we could have done better. But the one thing you can't coach, and one thing I've asked the kids all year long and any plays I've ever coached, is effort and attitude. They have to bring it. And the whole game, those guys brought effort and they brought attitude. They just got outplayed at that particular game, and we can't fall behind. So although it was a loss, I think everybody agrees, and in all of our losses this year, we all agree that if we just came out a little bit stronger and just kept our foot in the gas, you know, things could have been different for us.
After suffering their first loss of the season, the team took a moment to regroup. With a short break before their next matchup against another Hockomock League opponent, they knew this was their chance to bounce back. The setback was a reminder of the challenges ahead, but the team remained focused and ready to prove to themselves in the games to come.
Going up against Foxborough, we didn't even do anything different against them. It was kind of more of just have fun, you know. Against a lot of these Hawk teams, that was our mentality, to go out there and have fun.
Nothing we wanted to really change. Going into Foxborough, we were just excited. You know, just like every other game, just trying to have some fun.
You know, I don't know where it comes from. Foxborough's got a really good team this year. Foxborough's going to be a real problem for us. You know, it's all of these things. You know, these Hawk teams are coming gunning for us. We're gonna lose to them. That was never going to happen to us. And those kids going into that Foxborough game, they knew that was never going to happen. They went in there, they played hard, and I think from start to finish with Foxborough, we just dominated. We dominated that team, and we never took our foot off the gas, and I was proud of them for their effort, proud of them for their team play, proud of everybody that got into playing that game. We all played at 110%.
We got St. John's this week, so that's a team we got to scout, and we'll have a plan, and we got to execute the plan. So that's what we need to rely on, because there'll definitely be like some nerves for St. John's, because it's a game against a viable team, right? But what we have to do to kind of just acknowledge those nerves and reduce them is have the plan and stick to it. So this is a good week for us. This is a good week to just, you know, lock in, form our plan, practice, get some good reps, and then execute, and then feel good about what we do on the field. All right.
So the next game was going into St. John's Shrewsbury. Again, an out-of-league matchup, somebody that we saw in preseason. We knew that they were a solid team.
And I feel like we had a pretty good game plan going into that one.
And it was a battle back and forth. I just thought, you know, it was a really, really fun, exciting game to be in. And
Your goal right now, all right, is try to play mistake-free lacrosse. You understand? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Play the ball quickly. Play the ball to stick side, stick height, all right? Win every ground ball. All the little things that are going to make us successful, those are the things that you need to do today. All right, let's go. Bring it over.
Let's go.
Yeah, boys! You're going to stay out of the penalty box, too. On three together. 1, 2, 3.
Together! Let's go, Blue. Let's go.
Outside, Grosso now, and a shot inside to score by Perro. Perro on a nice feed by Grosso, and it's 1-0 Franklin. Nice cut away from the ball, and a shot and a score. That was number 22, Drew Hansen, with a nice feed by Dylan McAvoy. Bit of a fast break here, led by the pole. They work inside, and a shot and a goal. Reverses over to the far side, a shot to save there. O'Brien goes down the left side and bounces it home. Eddie O'Brien makes it 4-2. Defending closely, Lodgeman back to the near side, little shuttle pass in front, a shot, a score by McAvoy.
Weber grabs me on the sideline. He has his stick on top of his head, and he has this little smirk looking at me. He's like, "Hey, coach, this is pretty exciting, huh?" And I looked at him, I just started laughing, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is pretty exciting." Weber's like, "Yeah, I get some butterflies, right?" So it was funny. And admittedly, he's like, I really don't get really excited for lacrosse games, but this is exciting, right? So that was funny, having that little conversation with him on the sideline.
Hey, your job right now is to win this 12. Win this 12, boys. Let's go. Bring it in here. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, Blue. Let's go, Blue. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Perro across to McAvoy, and he scores. Franklin back in the lead. Hard defending, but O'Brien able to get the shot off, the foul shot, and it goes in. And Franklin back will in a goal. That's in the middle. Shot to score by Jack O'Connor. First time he's been in the game by our count. And he cuts the lead to 1. And Grosso to Hansen. 8 seconds. Hansen shot to score. Tied up with 7 seconds to go. They're heading to overtime. In front to McAvoy, and McAvoy scores from Lodgeman. And Franklin will win it 11-10.
I'll be honest with you, that was another game. There was no way we're going to lose that game, right? And, coming right down to the end and how we end up winning it, and I could just see that shot going into the net in the corner of my eye right now. I had all the confidence in the world that we were going to beat them. I love the fact that we were able to come back, right, and start to put some goals together, and then to win. Again, like that was the confidence boost that we needed starting to go into the playoffs to try to carry us to get deep into those playoffs. But anytime you have a come from behind win, with a relatively low scoring game like that, trading punches, defense, I would match our defense against any defense in the state. Offensively, I definitely think we could hold our own. So I thought it was a super exciting game, and I was right there with Webb. That was a lot of fun.
After an overtime thriller against St. John's Shrewsbury, the Panthers turned their focus to the next challenge, another big out-of-league matchup against Medfield. The pressure was on, but this team knew how to rise to the occasion, ready to face whatever came next.
A lot of good things to build on day by day. Here we go. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family!
Yeah, the Medfield game, that was a lot of fun. So I think we went into Medfield feeling pretty confident, or maybe even a little bit overconfident. That was a really good lacrosse team.
The thing that frustrates me the most is how we played at the end, all right? I mean, 11 penalties, way too many. way too many. And at the end, Benny, I already talked to him, but I'm telling you right now, that's not how we play Franklin lacrosse. All right? Because they're beating us on the scoreboard, we're going to beat them up, and that's exactly how you play towards the end there. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. All right? And that's going to end. You play like that again, you're out. You're out for the game. All right? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, you getting beat, and all of a sudden you're saying, okay, they're beating us on the scoreboard, so I'm going to beat them up. And that's exactly what it turned out to be. That was embarrassing. Embarrassing. It's got to end. It's got to end now. All right? Hey, we took our lumps today, but I'm going to tell you something right now. It doesn't make our season, and it doesn't break our season. Okay? So we got to come back on Monday, and then we got to finish this out. We got to find out why this happened. All right? And it was multifaceted why it happened. Multi mistakes. Okay? And we're better than what we played tonight. Definitely better.
So after losing that second game, it was kind of tough. I mean, I feel like defense, we tried to do everything on the scouting plans to stop them.
We didn't have Drew Hansen. He had a family obligation, and that definitely hurts. I mean, when you talk about taking a Division I college lacrosse player out of the mix, but you have to look what happens to the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe, right? When somebody goes down, somebody else has to be able to step up and fill that role, that void. And I got to tell you what, we are lucky that T. Quinn came from Deerfield. We have a kid like him that can step in, young, fearless, downhill lacrosse player that stepped right in there and helps fill that void. And then you have Conlin and Kilty that also can step right in. So we definitely had a little bit of depth. Drew has 4 years of varsity experience, so that's, I think, the biggest challenge to overcome is when you lose that much game experience at the Division I level. But as far as filling the void, I think that those guys stepped up and they played as hard as they possibly can, and they left it all out in the field. And I felt pretty good about their performance having to fill that void.
After getting their second loss of the season, the Panthers had to regroup once again before their next Hockomock League matchup against Oliver Ames on senior night.
Going up against OA, I feel like it wasn't much of a challenge, really. Defense just went out there, had fun. It was senior night, so that was our main goal. Just go out there, get everyone in, just have a blast.
Again, it's difficult to actually comment about some of the Hawk teams because we're super fortunate around here. I mean, Franklin has been a staple. It's been an institution for so long, and the youth program has been built up for so long, and we get such great players. We lose, you hear every year of the talent that we're losing to the privates, and then we continually win and make it deep into the playoffs. So, Oliver Ames, I think they're a solid, decent Hockomock program, but as far as having to deal with what we can do with them on a given day, that was one of those games that I just wish we all worked on fundamentals, right? Like, I think we all knew there was better than average chance we were going to beat them. We were going to beat them pretty good. So let's stick to our core responsibilities. Let's play together as a team, work on our fundamentals, and let's try to get some other people in there to get some game time exposure that they deserved. And that's exactly what we ended up doing.
I don't know if any of you saw the Boston Globe today, the high school section. You see it on Lacrosse? No. Okay. Here's the story. There may be 2 division champs in the Hockomock League, but no matter how the league splits it up, everyone is trying to catch Franklin. The Panthers are 97-1 in league play since April 9th, 2014. A 7-6 double overtime loss at Foxborough on May 16, 2018, the lone blemish in the last 10 plus years. Their current run of dominance stretches 49 games, outscoring opponents 889 to 175, all right, with 8 shutouts. But a crack starting to appear in Franklin's veneer of invincibility. Or their 7 league wins this season. Of their 7 wins this season, 4 have been by single digits, including the 5-3 nail-biter at Sharon on April 10th. After years in which other Hockomock teams were improving, but not able to make the big strides towards tackling Franklin, this season has seen number 17 Mansfield come into focus as a serious contender. All right, when one tries to figure out what the X factor is that has allowed the Hornets 10-1, 6-0 to take a big step forward, simply look to the face-off X for the answer. Then they go on to talk about Nico Smith.
So the next game, we're going into Mansfield, and again, it's the same thing. Sharon, we have to watch out for. Foxborough, we have to watch out for. North Attleboro is coming for you. Mansfield, they got a great Fogo. No, definitely not worried about Mansfield. Not worried about Mansfield, not worried about KP, because when it comes down to rivalries and when it comes down to these boys and this team doing what they needed to do to hold that Hawk League title, I will tell you one thing and one thing for certain. They are not going to lose to Mansfield. They are not going to lose to the Hornets. There was no time, 0 point, that I ever thought that we're going to lose to them, and nor do I see us losing to them in the foreseeable future. We did exactly what we needed to do to them, was come out there and just dominate them.
I thought it was just another Hawk team. I knew they're going to be good, like Sharon, but we just knew we were going to be better than any Hawk team. So we just had to be okay with that. And it's not like a diss to any team in the Hawk. We just have to be that mindset to play lacrosse right now. Franklin's a top 10 team in the state and always be a top 10 team. So we just got to go out there, handle the Hawk teams and keep moving forward.
We knew we were the better team, so just that same mindset of going into the game, trying to have some fun and get another win.
Hey, that was a great win tonight. Absolutely great win. Bring it in here.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Let's go, boys.
Hey, look, we got a good contest on Friday, okay? So let's have a good day of practice tomorrow, all right? Practice at 4. On 3, family. 1, 2, 3.
Family!
As the Panthers' regular season was coming to a close, they remained strong, securing 2 more wins by defeating Bishop via 12-7 and dominating Taunton 21-1. With momentum on their side, they now face their final 2 big regular season matchups against Lincoln Sudbury and Long Meadow.
It was definitely weird, going into the last week of the season, just not being able to believe that it's almost over. And that week of practice was really fun, just trying to prepare for the last 3 games and then playoffs as well.
I feel like practice started to get a little bit more amped up, a lot more competition starting to build. There was a lot less errors, room for errors, if that makes sense. we just wanted to be on A game and ready for the end of the season and playoffs.
We were excited going into that LS game. We've kind of had like a back and forth over the past few years with them. They beat us twice my sophomore year and knocked us out of the playoffs, and then last year we beat up on them pretty good. So definitely a little bit of a rivalry forming in that one.
I remember that LS practice was not a good one. So, and it's tough to put a scout in, and it's tough to talk about strategies and who we have to plan for, but we certainly knew that they were going to be a very difficult team to play against. What happens, we go against, just like AB, just like St. John's, just like Longmeadow, just like LS, we come out of the box the first quarter flying down the field, and we go up. If we're not up 4-1, we're up 4-2, and then we settle, right? But the biggest thing that struck me in the LS game is when we saw them marching from the school in the columns of 2, and I watched our guys on the sidelines, and literally they had their mouths open looking at that. I'm like, okay, that could be a real problem for us, all right? When you have that type of image and that type of showmanship and that type of intimidation. And then we come right out of the gate, and we go up on them, and there was a look of astonishment on their faces when we went up on them. So it was definitely like, here we go, we could play with them. Get settled, we get out of the second quarter, I don't think we had a shot. We definitely didn't, definitely didn't have a goal, right? And we just stopped playing our game. It was like we got in our own heads, and it was like, hey, let's hold on for a second. Maybe we shouldn't be beating LS like this. Then we get into the penalty game. We couldn't recover after that. So that was another one, every one of the losses that we had all year long, the next day we get sick of talk about it, right? If we did this, if we did that, we could have done this, we could have done that. We just need to be better. We need to come out mentally. We need to have a better day of practice the day before. We need to come out more confident. We need to stay more confident and play an entire game. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. So I think that loss helped us against Longmeadow, right? I was definitely nervous going into Longmeadow because it was like a 2.5-hour bus ride. We got there, and it was like, get right out there and to play with 20 minutes. You see all the banners, the 20 years of championship banners that they have playing, hanging up all over the field, and then bang, we're up on them. And we realized we can play with them.
The final rankings came out, and we saw we were the 9 seed. We knew that if we won or lost, they probably weren't going to change. So just going into that game, having a lot of fun, knowing we really had nothing to lose going up against a great team like that.
Okay, hey, listen up. We've been talking about the last couple of days, okay, as far as this team is concerned, all right? They're very, very good, and so are you. Whoever plays the hardest, whoever plays mistake-free is going to win this game. There's no doubt in my mind.
And honestly, I didn't feel like we lost that game. Yeah, it says we lost that sheet, lost the game on the schedule, but there were so many positives we took down from the game. I think they ended up winning D3. So, everyone thought we could get blown out, and it was one goal. Defense played amazing, offense kept scoring, and we didn't give up. It was like the nothing to lose mentality that really helped us.
Pretty sure that was another one of the games where Webb hits me and tells me, hey, this is really exciting, right? But we were trading punches back and forth, and it was anybody's ball game. And you know what? I thought we played nearly as perfect as we could have played. I thought Longmeadow played nearly as perfect as they could have played. That was just one of those games where we hit the pipe a couple of times. You know, balls should have went in. One of them we thought was a goal. It didn't go in. So I think, you know, I don't think there's much more we could have done against them other than to get a break here and there that would have kind of turned the momentum of that game. But that really showed us that, you know, because you had Longmeadow, LS, Medfield, all of those guys had losses to one another. And I think LS might have lost to St. John's Prep by like 2 or 3. So in our head, you know, losing to them in the way we did with the, you know, in the last seconds, I think that gave us a lot of confidence going into the playoffs.
The Panthers closed out the regular season with an impressive 15-4 record, earning a spot in the MIAA playoffs. Coming in at number 9, they secured the chance to host one home game, ready to take their momentum into the postseason. With everything on the line, the team prepared for the next chapter of their journey.
Finishing our season at 15-4, it's a solid record, but we definitely weren't satisfied, you know, going into playoffs, having like 10 days of practice, you know, starting them off pretty light, but competitive throughout the whole time, you know, trying to challenge each other and get ready for playoffs because we knew we were going to be playing some tough teams coming up.
So our first playoff matchup was against Barnstable. It was exciting, but yet kind of a little sad at the same time. It was our last time playing at Franklin High, like home. So it was it was fun being like a decent team, talented team, but it was kind of sad walking off the field knowing it was my last time playing at Franklin High.
Hey, we got a long road ahead of us, fellas. This is the first one. Let's go. Come on, brothers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brothers. Let's go.
You know, you always want to be playing at home, especially for playoffs, so it was cool to be able to get that one game, but unfortunately that's all we had at home. And then from there on out we were traveling, but it was pretty cool to be able to get that one home game at least.
We make it, you know, easily past the first round. We go into Barnstable. We really didn't know how they were going to be. And, you know, pretty quickly we realized that we were going to dominate those guys as well. I thought our team played very well together. I thought it was a really good tune-up. And then we get into Catholic Memorial, you know, really hot, sticky day, Catholic conference, you know, whether or not we're going to be able to pull this one off. And, you know, every time we play a Catholic school, we're going to get our butts kicked. And from out of the gate, these kids this team had a look of determination in their eye that there was absolutely no way that they were going to let this Catholic Conference team beat them. And we were going to do that to them on their home turf.
Just like I've been saying for a lot of these games, we were just ready to have some fun. You know, we're the 9 seed, they're the 8 seed. We're the public school, they're the private school. You know, a lot of people expected them to win this one. And it's not often that, you know, Franklin beats a bunch of private schools, so it's pretty cool to be able to take down one of the Catholics for once.
This is it, right? This is all you got, right? It's win or go home time right now. What are you gonna do?
Let's go, baby. This isn't our last game together. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family!
come out and just dominate them the way that we did. And again, it went back and forth. It was a good lacrosse game for a minute, but I'll be honest with you, at no point in time did I ever feel like we were going to lose that game. I mean, our kids they had a resolve that I hadn't seen all year long, and it translated out in the field. Everybody was playing with chips on their shoulder. Offense brought it, defense brought it. You know, Benny P I remember diving for face-offs, scrapping, just getting the ball out, you know, to the wings to pick them up. That's the level of commitment that we had to win that game. I mean, people gave 110% for that game, and it showed in the scoreboard. It was a good win. Catholics versus the Convicts, baby. We got one.
Unfortunately, the Panthers' playoff run sadly came to a close in their next game against the reigning Division I state champions, St. John's Prep, who defeated them 17-3. Despite the tough end, the Panthers finished their season with a strong 17-5 record, reflecting a year of remarkable achievements and growth.
I feel like lacrosse team has so much more meaning than just like, oh, just another Franklin high school sports. Like when I was a freshman, I felt like I was part of the family. I looked up to so many seniors that helped me become the person I am today. And I've tried to do that when I was a senior, trying talking to all the underclassmen, getting to know everyone, just kind of just being open-minded to new people and new things. But with playing time and my experience playing lacrosse, it was up and down like always. Like being goalie is one of the toughest positions in sports. So it's riding the highs and trying to get rid of the lows. So you can't be all the way on the highs, you can't be all the way on the lows. So just trying to find a happy balance.
I've been a part of this program. I've been lucky enough to be a part of this program for 15, 20 years. Coach Varocki brought me in back in 2002, 2003, when I was a young policeman here in Franklin. And just being part of this tradition over all these years has been an absolute privilege. You know, just kind of waiting in the wings. Coach Presitis was an unbelievable defensive coach, and him and Coach Varocki had a great chemistry. They had a great thing going. Coach Presitis leaves. Coach Varocki asked me if I wanted to come up to varsity. I loved working with the JV program. I loved being a part of being able to start the freshman program as well and getting as many kids as we can to play lacrosse. But this was a special year for me. I mean, I know we had to do it as a team. You know, this was going to be a team effort, and as much as, you know, we had our losses, man, I got to tell you what, there was no day that I came to practice that I didn't have fun. Just working with a group of guys that we had, some of the clowns that we had with the hockey pucks, and just watching those guys do their thing and listening to Dylan McAvoy whine about missing the net, you know, and you have Zach Langevin with his crazy whatever he's doing. Like, it was just a lot of fun. And then obviously you got Lampazona and Benny P. Like, those guys brought a different energy to the team, right? And then you had the leadership with Matt Corvey and Eddie O'Brien and Drew Hansen that they brought, that been here for 4 years. And they definitely, you know, they brought a work ethic that kind of carried over and spilled over to this team. And all of these kids took it very, they took it to heart. You know, they wanted to do film. They wanted to do that extra thing to try to be as good as we could. And I will tell you this, we asked a lot of them, and they didn't give up for 1 second. They worked from beginning of the season to the very end of the season, and it was a bittersweet day at that banquet when we had to say goodbye to these guys, because I hate saying goodbye to a class, even though we have another one coming in, but this is a good class. And it was a privilege and an honor to be able to work with all those guys, and I just look forward to building and keeping those relationships that I've forged with them, you know, on till they become adults. But you know, I'm just grateful to be able to be a part of the program, and I'm grateful for Var too, for all he's done for us and putting this together for us as well. We just, you know, with the boosters and Coach Varocki starting this program 25 years ago, and everything it takes to be a part of this machine, it's an absolute privilege and an honor to be considered one of the coaches here at Franklin High School, and I really thank everybody for that.
It's been awesome to, you know, represent Franklin Lacrosse for the past 4 years on this team. You know, I still remember going into captain's practice as a freshman, you know, feeling really nervous and looking up to all the seniors and wondering if they'll ever be, you know, what they are. And, you know, just thinking that they're so much older than you, and all of a sudden it goes by so quick and you're a senior. But it's been an amazing experience these past 4 years, and I'm very grateful for everyone involved.